It's a good game.
What did you do?
I made content.
We didn't want to make content. We wanted to win.
Yeah, but I didn't think we were going to, so I made content instead. Also, who knows? The gamble could have worked.
It could. A lot of things could have happened.
I blame you for shuffling so poorly that Epidemics came like 2 out of 4 cards.
I can't stress enough. Other people have the ability to shuffle. You guys just sit there and wait for me to prep the game.
Well, yeah, because you know how to do it. Welcome to
Post-match.
Post-match. I'm Crow.
I am James.
We just lost this game.
Horribly. We lost so bad that Owen took the belt off and then went, I think I gotta head home. He's so sad. He was gonna pick the game next month if we'd won.
He was due for a loss.
Yeah. 4 appearances now, 3 wins. Still pretty good record, but
Better than me.
that's rough. This was pandemic. Before we get into the categories, do you have any overall comments about it?
I actually really liked this game, despite the outcome that happened.
I think this is a game where you lose more than you win. But it's always like how spectacularly you lose that defines the game for you.
I feel like there is a lot of like randomness to the game that more often than not works against you.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you play it a few times, you'll have one of those like miracle runs where everything just kind of went right and you just beat it and you're like, what happened?
We almost had that. If we had gotten rid of that yellow piece in Cairo in time, like half of the cards would not, like Los Angeles would have never happened. We would have never had to circle back. We could have spent more time clearing red instead of jumping directly into trying to find the cure for black.
Yeah. It's okay though.
Yeah, I always enjoy playing it. I'm just so upset we lost.
The belt is out of our hands until
belt's
April.
gone. At least. We'll get into the categories, though. Our first category, as always, is box fit. This is an interesting one because I have made modifications to the box.
That's what I was going to ask. I assume that the cases you made were just plastic bags
Yes.
that the pieces were in?
It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potentially plastic bags. I mean, they have a space for them. I'm going to try to pick this up without messing with the cards. Like, there is a big space for all of the bags, but making these 2 3D printed boxes has really, like, just keeps things clearer.
Mm.
You can argue for or against. I think my number's the same regardless.
I think if it was just... This one's out of 10, right?
Yes, this is an out of 10.
Since I've been here. I think if it was just plastic bags in that space, it's like a 7. With the cool boxes, I think it bumps it up to like an 8.
Okay.
I think there's still a lot of like dead space.
Yeah.
Although it does fit the board, but I feel like you'll just like added an extra fold to the board and shortened the box.
Yeah, the board could have hypothetically tri-folded. I don't know how that would have worked in the grand scheme. I think I'm going to put it as a 7 regardless. I wish that there was a thing that exclusively separated the cards, because sometimes cards slip and slide over. The bags were never an issue because this was a game that actually gave you the correct amount of bags to put stuff in.
Yeah, so you're not mixing things together.
Yeah, like a lot of times it would be like you would get 1 bag for all 4 of the colored cubes and then 1 bag for all of the exterior pieces, which doesn't work. I do remember this having like 1 bag per each color, 1 for the research centers, 1 for the player pieces, and then 1 for the auxiliary pieces.
Yeah, like tokens and cure pieces.
Yeah, this box is pretty good. I never liked Dead Space, which is why it's a 7 for me, but it keeps everything organized.
I do also like the just outside of the box look.
Yeah.
Like it's just
This is art.
kind of a cool guy. Yeah. What's the next category?
It would be rules. This is the first time I think I've ever watched you read the rules to the game beforehand.
I was just looking. I like kind of half read them just to figure out what I can do on a turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were cards that told you what you could do on a turn anyway. So wasted my time reading the rules. Never doing that again.
This was a game where I specifically put this and then the script for the rule book out so that people could read. Because this game isn't confusing to play once you know how to play, but learning all the technicalities of things really messes with you.
I think not having to learn what happened for like epidemic cards or like that, I think you doing all of that helped me to not
To
worry
focus,
about as
yeah.
much about the rules. So if you have an expert with you, I think it just the turns itself and like the strat. I've played what was the mobile game Plague Inc.
Plague Inc. The opposite of this.
Yeah. So I played that, so I understood the general vibes of, how diseases would spread through that, all those things. So I understood, like, you want to try to isolate it. Not that we ever got to the point of thinking about isolating. So we went gambling instead.
This is no one's fault. I'm not going to put the blame on any one particular person, which I know is what you say when you're about to blame someone. But this time I genuinely mean it. I think we should have wasted a turn or two cleaning up Asia instead of immediately jumping to finding the cure for the Middle East.
My issue with that was I saw all the cards to clear or get the cure for Europe and the Middle East, and I was like hyper focused on it.
Yeah.
Owen was 100% right. I should have went up to Seoul and cleared that. But alas, here we are. So I think the rules I'd give, this one's out of 5?
Out of 10.
10. Well,
So just double your 5.
8. Yeah. Probably, I'm going to bump it up a little bit. Going to go to a 7. I think if I had to know the actual, like, all the mechanisms, I would have been a little bit more, like, put off of, like, more stuff to learn. But I think even if I did have to do that, it still would be a fun game after doing that, and it wouldn't have been that much extra time. But it's pretty straightforward, and once you know it under playing it, it's really easy to get into the flow of it.
I'm going to give this a 9 just because I think these rules, unlike a lot of other games, are very thorough. And they do a good job of letting you know every step of the way what's happening. Like you said, we read the rules, but there were reference cards on how we could play. When the epidemics hit, on the epidemic cards it says, here's what you do. On one of the corners of the board, even, where we were pulling player cards, of course it's going to be the final fold, my goodness. Yeah, it even gives you like the overview on how we play. So 4 actions, draw 2 cards, infect cities. Like it gives you like several places it tells you this is how you play, this is what you do. It's very hard to get confused once you kind of know the order of operations. The next thing would be gameplay. We did play game.
It was fantastic.
This is another 1 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give that honestly a 10. I love a co-op game. I
love a co-op game where you can throw.
Well, of course. and not that, I didn't go in looking for the throw, and I didn't leave. I want to express this. I did not throw. I legitimately thought this was a good plan.
You threw in the sense of like rookie year Josh Allen in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Was like, someone's coming.
Yeah,
someone will catch
the
it.
ball has to leave.
I don't know whose team is going to, but someone's catching it.
Yeah, the ball had to leave my hand. I was not going down. Like, if I could have went and cured Soul, and we still might have lost. I don't know how, but we could.
It was an arm punt. It was an arm punt.
I felt better going for it all than, like, dying with the ball in my hand and being like, would have been weak. Oh, I think we wouldn't have lost, but I
Who's to say?
could have been anyone. But yeah, it was just 10 out of 10. Fun play. Just oh, was it? Yeah. I am getting to work together with people, and still, you can get into arguments, a little antagonistic towards the end.
A lot of blame being thrown around. I'm doing my job.
Anyone could have made the decisions I was making. But yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah. I'm also going to give this a 10. I think this game does something that you don't really see in a lot of games, but it has a kind of auxiliary timer mechanic to it. Like we were not timed on any of this. However, at the beginning, you're very loosey-goosey. You can take your time. And then once things happen, once breakouts happen, once pandemics and epidemics happen, once mistakes are allegedly made, again, you can take as long as you want to make a turn, but suddenly we as the team put the clock on where we're like, we need to get stuff done so we can get these cards so we can, and like, to no fault of our own, the game stakes rise only because we've made it happen. And I think that's the mark of a good game. Like, there are long games that we play where, like, halfway through, we get what I refer to as Cards Against Humanity laugh, which is like, after an hour of Cards Against Humanity, it doesn't matter how funny or good the card is, you just go, yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
No, this, I felt like the tension, like you said, built. And, like, towards the end, like, I had to stand up, not only to just see the other
Not
side
to
of
see,
the board,
but also you have to be doing something.
like, yeah, I needed to, like,
and you can
do
see
something to
so like
get my brain going.
our old theater teacher made fun of me, and then our friend Doug and our co-star of the show Jake, and he used to call us the clock, because when the three of us acted together, if the scene took too long, we each had a different tick, and we became a clock here because if people couldn't see it, I was doing my mosquito hand where I'm rubbing my hand because I need to be moving. Tyler was bouncing his leg like no one's business. Owen was playing with his fingers and like tapping on his hand like he was doing some sort of calculation, and you were standing and just bouncing a little bit, and I was like, it has set in. The metaphorical clock has begun. We have set the timer, and that is a level of gameplay you should always try to achieve. This is tricky because it is a longer game, but our next category is short-term replayability. We just finished this game. Do you want to play again?
I wanted to play 5. I wanted to play again immediately, not only to try to win the belt back, which I knew was never going to happen, but I was just like, I want to win.
Yeah,
like I want to play again.
This and like Betrayal are games where like if I lose them, I'm be like I can't end this on a loss. I need to
run it back. But you can't end on a win either.
No, you gotta ride that. You gotta go till someone's mom tells them it's bedtime.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a 4. Like it's a great game. I do think if we had won, I would have been like, let's end.
Yeah.
And that's where it kind of loses that point. Just because I need to be fair to the alternative universe we were in. On the other end, that is long-term replayability. Down the road, do you want to play this again? If you win the belt and it's your birthday, you'd be like, let's put Pandemic back on the horn.
I mean, we got to go a full year for that situation at this point. But, yeah, I think I would. Honestly, it's probably added to the list of things like, when we do board game nights, I have my
recreationally and not for work.
Yeah, I have my like usual like, oh, I'd like James to do this or like that, and then I kind of look through your Excel file of
my menu of
games. This is one I would need to look to the menu to think of. It's one of the. I think I'm adding it to the list of like I could ask James to just bring this.
Yeah.
So I think they have to put that at 5 again.
All right. I'm also going to put it at 5. It is like, it's a game you can always come back to.
And I think the length of it helps in that usually you probably will only play one, especially on a board game night where we might want to go through a couple games.
Yeah.
And so you only get that one hit, and then you like,
well,
you want to hit it again.
Yeah.
The next time you go around. So I think that also helps it in that category as well.
Mm-hmm. 5. Yeah, 5 for me. This is a game I always like coming back to. I don't typically, genuinely, the only reason it doesn't show up on our board games settings enough is because the game I bought before this in the collection was Betrayal, which became everybody's fan favorite.
Everyone loves Betrayal.
So, like, I think when that happened, if you get the choice of a long game playing Pandemic or Betrayal, people want to do Betrayal. But, like, this is still, like, a great game for me. Finally, the Objective 10. How do you like it? Based on nothing but your own vibes.
Yeah, I gotta go. We get 10.
10.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I like this game.
Yeah. I'm going to give this an 8. It's a near perfect game. There are a few games that I'd rather play more. And I think it partially comes down to the number. Like, this is exclusively a 2 to 4 player game. I would love to see a version with like 6 or 8 people.
Yeah, I mean, they have the 7 different characters. I'd love to
Getting like
put
a
in
full
7.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to add like more cities and that kind of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that I would love it, like an expanded, or like Catan has like the expanded version.
Yeah. With that in mind, you scored this very well. I gave this a 43 out of 50. You gave this a 45.
Yeah, I think. What is it? Just like the box and
The rules you gave a 7 and the
Yeah.
box you gave an 8. Before we sign off, because we're kind of running low on battery, the main game took a while. Is there anything you want to say about this game?
play it.
Play it?
Play it. It's fun.
This is a game I'd love to come back to at some point. This is a game, much like Betrayal, that has a legacy version where as you play and things go wrong, the more you play, like you're building that world out. That would be terrifying. We would need several months to do that, but I'd look forward to it. It is a legacy game with multiple seasons as well. So I believe there's seasons 0, 1, 2, and 3. So I don't know. I'd have to look into more like what seasons do what or whatever if they carry forward.
Yeah.
But it would be such a cool thing to play Pandemic and stressfully accidentally like Chicago becomes a wasteland.
Whoops. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, oopsie poopsie. With that in mind, this has been the, I almost said the rule book, the post-match for Pandemic. We will see you guys next week for the Wild Card Week. Thank you guys so much for watching. See ya.
Bye-bye.